Pisces. Naturally, before your reading, I somehow ended up with whiskey in my system. So, here's to that. A lot is actually shifting for you guys in particular. Big level shifts. Go on ahead and be sure to check out your sun, moon, and rising. Patreon gets everything first. Patreon.com/justjeverything. Trust and believe the Scorpio season videos are going to be hitting differently now than they were at the beginning of Scorpio season. For free content, check out my Instagram at justj_everything. TikTok at justjeverything, and for other dope shit that I do, my website, justjeverything.com. All of the details and dates of things are jam-packed in the Sagittarius season astrology video, so be sure to peep that. But things are on the up and up. The ruler of and I just saw 111 on the clock. That happened for Aquarius too, I want to say. The ruler of Sagittarius is Jupiter, and you two share that ruler, that traditional ruler, and Jupiter's in your sign, has been retrograde in your sign. And honestly, what I found out about Jupiter retrograde is that Jupiter is Jupiter, retrograde or not. Good shit is good shit, either way. It's just like, goodness is goodness. But on November 23rd, I know I said go check out, but I still gotta put you on game. On November 23rd, November 23rd, Jupiter goes direct in Pisces, and this is definitely a shift in your relationship to optimism, your relationship to like your autonomy, your ability to generate good luck, your ability to participate in the new beginnings that are unfolding before you. On December 3rd, Neptune goes direct in Pisces, and Neptune going direct, I feel like, is just kind of like the balance to making sure that you don't just, go spend all your money on gambling because all this lucky stuff keeps happening, that you don't start, Six of Swords just wanted to pop out. There's definitely a shift in traveling, a shift in, some of you may be moving, some of you may be just finally on the brain to move or to like embark in some sort of like long distance travel possibly. But things are on the move, so light it if you got it, hydrate. While we create a benevolent, safe space. Our benevolent ancestors, Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth. Thank you for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for Pisces. Sun, Moon, and Rising for Sagittarius season 2022. Mars is retrograde in Gemini, so I do feel like there is this cosmic kind of slowing down, a cosmic change of pace. And that may be in your energetic field and in your energetic body, how you're processing. Like energy may be feeling like drained or feeling super boosted, or there could just be like a shift in the pace of life. It's funny what the analogy that comes to mind is like operating on like island time. Like they say when you go to Hawaii or whatever, that like people don't treat time the same way that they do here in the continental US. And so there could just be like a shift in cultures, shift in like how you experience your life, the pace with which you experience your life. On December 20th, so the closer that we get to the new year, Jupiter leaves your sign and goes into Aries. And this is wonderful for you because that is very much so like the start of a new beginning, a new relationship to who you are, what you know about yourself to be true, a new relationship to the divine, a new relationship to the God of your understanding, whatever that may be. And it puts you in a place where you can really start to understand who you are now in a different level, because you can't know who you are until you know what you believe in. Pisces, I believe, it is the bedrock of Aries, I am. And so there is some, Aries is a reaction to Pisces. That life, that initial spark, crazy, chaotic spark of life is a response to that all-encompassing, end-all, be-all intricacies of and complexities of death, of like the end, the ultimate end. So, hydrate. So we welcome in the most useful, helpful, divinely aligned messages for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Sagittarius season 2022. And that one just nice. I'm telling you, a brand new beginning. Brand new. And the Fool comes out saying that you deserve this. I feel like you're coming into, especially when Jupiter goes into Aries, there's some big shift in like your relationship to faith, your relationship to optimism, your relationship to like, this is an extremely lucky card. You're about to fuck around and find yourself in at the right place at the right time, you know, and that's a lot of what this is. And you find yourself there because if you are brave enough and courageous enough, you will do the work to let go of the weight, the heaviness, the outdated beliefs, the insecurities, the fears. It's like you shed a layer of those things, and it puts you in this position where you're going into this next chapter so lighthearted. Going into this chapter divinely guided. Going into this next chapter with like a clean slate. There may be, wherever it is you're going, wherever it is you're traveling to, I feel like it's sunny. Some of you may be going to somewhere like with ice-capped mountains. There may be people coming in to visit you. There may be somebody with Aquarius or Aries placements playing a big role. Leo placements playing a big role. But I feel like finding your footing is really important. Understanding. I feel like you're at a point now where you have a way better understanding of what is a calculated risk, what versus like what's just, you know, you dabbling in sabotage. Yeah, with the Hangman coming out, you showing up. This is Pisces. And I feel like you're in a place where you're turning away from that stuck feeling, turning away from previous stagnation, turning away from any maybe shame or embarrassment or confusion or self-flagellation, self-sabotage that came up in Scorpio season. It's not time to turn away from those things. It's not to evade them. If you do your part and let yourself be uncomfortable and sit in it and unpack all the information, you get to enter Sagittarius season really like jumping off, springing forward into a new beginning, away from that stagnant, stuck, confused, embarrassed energy. I feel like in some, and it doesn't have to be embarrassment for everybody, but there could be some of you who have been experiencing shame or processing shame. There also could be things like people in your family or people around you like going to jail or experiencing some kind of punishment. I do feel like it's really an important time to be prioritizing what you want the next 10 to 12 years to look like. It's time to get big picture oriented and understand that big picture oriented doesn't mean that you need to like control everything. Big picture oriented means that like how I understand my capabilities in this physical 3D world that we're in. I understand my capabilities, and therefore I'm just going to tend to what is within the realm of my control. So an analogy that I like to use or a metaphor of that would be. I gotta remember, look that up again, the difference. I know the difference between an analogy and a metaphor, but sometimes I forget. Anyway, excuse me. Something here about leaps of faith. New perspective. An awareness of your cycles, an awareness of your ups and downs, an awareness of some of you, there's like, I say you, but maybe flip it, someone else, it's someone's like bipolar, or someone's borderline, or someone's like, you know, like up and down emotional kind of roller coaster settings. There's just an awareness of it, and I feel like you doing your part. Yeah, you doing your part to understand the why, but not get stuck in the why. It like puts you in the position where you can make different choices. The center of the reading being the Two of Wands, like this has a lot to do with your decision making skills are going to be really are needing to be evaluated in Sagittarius season. And understanding like why you do what you do when you know what you know. The ball is in your court. There is support for you to like take the road less traveled and to like explore new things, explore new avenues of your spiritual, physical, and sexual energy. There may be somebody with Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius placements coming in or visiting, or that you need to make a decision in regards to. That you need to have a powerful conversation with. I do feel like you are just divinely supported to, like, it's time to, it's like you won't feel free to leap forward until you have this, like, until you have done a proper excavation of the past, is how that is what I hear. Okay, and so there could just be skeleton. Excavation is a very specific word. It feels like there could be just like skeletons in the closet, things that about yourself that you're needing to evaluate, especially if they have to do with your sexual energy. And it may not even be your shame that you're dealing with. You may be having to deal with other people's shame. Or some of you are finally understanding, are getting language for some of your shame, and you're able to really help deposit that wisdom into another person. And so there's like some sort of like hindsight that I feel like is coming in. But hindsight that you're able to, like, you know, hermit style, like pass down to someone less experienced than yourself. I do feel here like with him holding the world in the center of the Two of Wands, there's something here about an Aquarius or a Capricorn, someone that means the world to you, maybe coming in, something that means the world to you. There could be some opportunity that comes in that's really important to you, and I feel like you are divinely supported to make different choices and get out of a place of stagnation or instability. Some of you may be feeling like immobile in some way, or some of you are finally out of that place where you were feeling immobile, and there's still lessons to learn from that period of your life, is all I'm saying. All right. Final two cards, final two messages, please, for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And you have the ability, you have the power to like bring something full circle, to graduate, to level up, to like choose your own adventure. Yes, you have the power, the Magician coming out. You have everything you need to materialize in your physical reality the life that you want. You just have to get comfortable articulating it. There may be somebody with Gemini, Virgo, or even, I'll say it, Sagittarius placements that's coming in or playing a big role, or communication is really needing to improve with this person. I feel like whatever it is that you're wanting to will into existence, oh, I just heard Goddess Code. If you want to see it happen, write it down. That's law. If you want to see it happen, write it down. That's law. Get organized about your manifestations. What have you recently learned about yourself? What skills do you need to develop? What talents do you need to develop? What do you need to harness? What do you, how can you impose like mental structure? How can you work smarter, not harder? And that process needs to be coupled with evaluating any existing anxiety or depression and the getting to the source or the root of it. If therapy is needed, if it's available, take it. If you have, I feel like there's a lot of like benefits coming in, benefits that, or resources coming in, and you need to make sure that you take advantage of the resources that are available to you. The support that you have, if you take the leap of faith, the support grows. From these little roses, little bush, like painting or like a etching relief, stone relief of the roses, and how the roses expand in the Magician, how they're all over. There is something about love growing, something about familial support growing, something about beauty growing. You start to glow, you start to feel better, you start to really bloom in some sort of way. Once you really acknowledge that there was maybe some like trauma bonding, or there was some abandonment issues or abandonment wounds, and some of you have really like turned your life around. You've turned life around. And going from the Five of Pentacles to the Nine of Cups, it's like you really have turned something around. Both of those came out, and I can't choose between. So final card, final message for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Because I wanted to just take the Nine of Cups, but that's just not fair. I do feel like you earned the Nine of Cups because of the Five of Pentacles that you endured. And so... But I only take 5 cards, so final card, final message. You tap into your ability to wield your wand. Your word is your wand. Florence Scovel Shin. Some of you, it's time to start diving into the exploration of spiritual law. Esoteric knowledge, esoteric wisdom. The Four of Wands. And there's just so much fun, so much more sun, so much more, yes, so much more. It's because this is just fucking science at this point, and we understand that this is physics. For every action, there's an equal or opposite reaction. And so therefore, like the amount of, and also light and dark are the same thing. They're just on opposite ends of the spectrum. So trust and believe because of fucking physics. For the amount of shadow, darkness, heaviness, trial and tribulation you've experienced, you will experience the equivalent light. It's just time for you to start understanding that either you can voluntarily start to evaluate your belief system, or you can go ahead and let the divine drag your ass to this like new updated belief system by way of like struggle and pain and you fighting skepticism and logic and all this stuff. It's like you can go around that wheel of fortune again. You can do that if you need to, but you don't. And I feel like some of you, like you're doing your part to really like extract the wisdom from even in the conversations that you've had. You're extracting the wisdom from the pain, from the periods of like really shitty self-worth, and you're really moving forward successfully. And it's public success and recognition. People are going to notice this glow up. It's noticeable in your life. And it's not because it's just like, oh, the highlight reel. It's just like there's noticeable, like there's noticeably more sun, more fun, more awareness, all because of a willingness to wade in the darkness and to navigate the darkness and to navigate the neutrality, like not being so like stuck in the binary of black and white, allowing for the gray, allowing for just like nothing. It feels like there is something here about you learning a lot more about faith, and people learning a lot more about faith through you and the stories that you have, the experiences that you've endured. So this looks beautiful, Pisces. I'm excited. Things are definitely on the up and up. Lastly, let me just like kind of look through. Was coming out with a bang with the Fool. This is a brand new beginning. Someone with Aries or Aquarius placements coming in. There's definitely a need to travel, explore, get out of your comfort zone. And while you're getting out of your comfort zone and creating a new safe space for yourself, I feel like you get to evaluate some of the previous uncomfortable situations that you've been in, and there's just this profound wisdom, understanding, inspiration that comes in, and you really get the opportunity to, write it out, maybe create some sort of art from the pain that you've experienced, even if it's just you get to finally put words to something and journal. Either way, that shit is like very, very necessary. And I feel like it's a time to turn away from confusion, a time to turn away from evasion. Really, if you are struggling with addiction, or if there are people in your family or around you that are struggling with addiction, I feel like this is a season where you finally start to choose your mental health first, and you really start to put yourself and your safety first, and you making healthier choices. It's like, oh wow, this is like, I didn't realize it could, be this good. There may be someone there could be some new passion, new project, or a connection with someone with Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius placements that like things double, or they get better, like significantly better. They really improve because of some distance and because of communication, like a shift in communication or an investment in healthier, more effective communication. Some of you, it's time to start talking. If those of you in relationships, it's time to start talking to your partner about, do you want to get married, or do you, want to move in together? Like there could be just like things like that happening, where there's like very much so independent growth, and then growth that like emerging and growth happening together. So that's a very beautiful thing. Especially if those of you with like hold on. Especially those of you with Pisces rising and Pisces moons. Fire energy is really like important. Your connections to people with Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and Aquarius placements are really important and are going to bring in joy, wish fulfillment, fun. Some of you, this is marriage. Some of you, this is like traveling, festivals, like just really good times, like togetherness, union in some sort of way. There is this like divine union that comes in within the self that I feel like puts you in the position to just attract in divine union externally. Um, so if you're already married, things are definitely getting better. It like more opportunities for adventure comes in, but I do feel like there's like big time freedom here, and using your words makes everything better, Pisces. I love you. Let's get into it. For the full version of the video, go to Patreon.